Hi YouTube, it's me, Panya, your favorite cute isekai-loving zoo panda. And today we're going to watch some Australia shorts by moreparz. Now, Australia is a place I always wanted to go to because, well, they have my most favorite animal, the kangaroo. Now, why am I a panda VTuber? Well, my favorite animal is a kangaroo. Don't question that. We don't really choose who we are born as. You know what I mean? Yeah. Otherwise, like, I would have chosen to become rich, okay? And we do not question this anymore, okay? Good. But they also have not just my favorite animal, the kangaroo, but they also have koalas, which are super cute. And they have these really small ones that really like to take selfies. I forgot what this animal is called, but they're really cute. And I always see like tourists making like photos with them, some selfies. And these little ones, they're always like doing the peace sign or whatever. And I'm pretty sure it's not AI edited. Or maybe it is. I don't think so. I think they've already posted that kind of stuff before AI. But what do I know, honestly? But they're really, really cute. So I always wanted to go to Australia. However, people always say that Australia is where the devil keeps his pets. So, yeah. Sounds like a pretty terrible place to go to, but also, I am also devil's pet. At least, if we think about my morals, then, yeah, I do probably also belong in Australia. But yeah, so I wanna know more about my devil siblings and their evil schemes behind their cute little button eyes. The cuter the animal, the more dangerous it is. At least so I've heard. So yeah. Let's get straight into it.
Australia has a lot of spiders, but recently we found a new one, because of course we fucking did. And the new one is the most certified Australia moment I've ever seen. For a bit of context, one of the several thousand spider species we are
10,000! I don't have arachnophobia. Also, trigger warning, we will see spiders.
home to is the Sydney funnel web, the deadliest spider on the planet. Because of course it's down here. Where the fuck else did you think you were going to find it? These scary looking fuckers are highly venomous and can flatline you with a bite in 15 minutes.
Okay, not cute actually. Is dying cute? Am I goth enough to say that dying is cute? Maybe. But they do look kind of cute. They're a little fluffy and a little shiny.
And if you think wearing thick clothes will save you, be aware the bastards have fangs long enough to punch through shoe leather. Now, why do I bring these little nightmares up? What is the one thing worse than a spider rocking armor-piercing rounds that can send you to heaven with same-day delivery? A bigger spider rocking the same perk setup. That's right, Australian scientists have found a brand new species of this funnel web that is even bigger. How much bigger? Well, the standard Sydney funnel web grows to around 5 centimetres or 2 inches. And I mean, if you're asking me, 2 inches is more than enough. 2 inches is actually fucking huge. By comparison...
I mean, yeah, but also, the bigger it is, the easier to spot it is, I assume, right? Because if it's like 2 inches, like, yes, sure, that is like so big that you can definitely tell from like far away, like this is really huge for sure. But if it's like bigger than 2 inches, it's even easier to see. You know what I mean? Like if I see it, I don't have to go to it and touch it. I mean, I feel like this is just keeping us more safe. Yeah, a good logic, I think. The bigger
This is the new one. It's twice the fucking size.
Holy motherfucker. That is huge.
4 inches of 8-legged menace to the animal kingdom. But that isn't even the best part. You see, do you know what they named this thing? Do you know what professional scientists named a supersized version of the most dangerous spider on the entire fucking planet? The Newcastle Big Boy. Deadliest spider on the entire fucking globe. Big Boy. Only in Australia.
That is amazing. Oh my god, I love scientists. They're so funny. Big boy. Damn. Okay, but I will never ever say again that 4 inches isn't big. 4 inches is very huge. Yes, we don't need 4 inches in here. 2 inches are fine.
Australia's scariest spider is hiding a deep secret. But what is it? Well, introducing the huntsman, native to the land down under, and the ¡1 cause of tourists absolutely shitting themselves on camera. And look.
Sorry. that shit scared the living shit out of me. I hate huntsman spiders. I hate them so much. We have them over here too, but they're like really, really tiny, and they're already scary enough, okay? I do not need a huntsman spider that is bigger than my head, and I have a very big head, okay? Sorry for the swearing, but that is a little too big, you know? We already have the big boy. The big boy is more than enough, okay? He's already huge. We do not need huntsman spiders. Those are... no. And also, Is it just me, or do huntsman spiders actually look like crabs? Because I think they look kind of similar to crabs. And while I do think they're really scary, they also make me kind of hungry. Because every time I look at a huntsman spider that's like big Australia size, you know, I kind of get like, you know, the taste of a crab leg in my mouth, and ooh, I'm just drooling over here. I'm scared and also drooling. Do I look a little weird? Probably, RL? Yes. Don't question it. I can't be the only one either, right? I'm sure I can't be the only one.
In defense of said tourists, I will be the first to admit, yeah, this looks scarier than a f***ing job application. Those gangly ass legs and the hair make him look like Slender Man's testicle. Now, as if having a negative charisma stat wasn't bad enough, I regret to inform you that the huntsman spider grows up to 30 f***ing centimeters in size, making it the largest spider on the planet by leg span and legally allowing Subway to market him as a foot long. Now, being the spider equivalent of a Ford F-150, you'd think he'd have the common decency to be slow, you know, tank build. Unfortunately, the huntsman is f***ing turbocharged. Now, it's usually at this point in the video that I would inform you that he is also highly venomous, because it's Australia. However...
What? I did not know that they are venomous. Oh no.
That's his big secret. The huntsman is a big sweetheart. You see, despite looking like an SCP, huntsmen are incredibly timid, and on the rare occasion they do bite, their venom is harmless. In fact, seeing one of these bad boys in your house is a blessing in disguise, because if you see a huntsman in your home, I guarantee you won't see any annoying ass flies or mosquitoes, because he's eaten them. You see, he understands he's big enough that he
But I'd rather have mosquito and flies in my room instead of this thing. I mean, he needs a lot of food, right? So of course there will be like no flying insect left, probably not even cockroaches or whatever. He probably eats it all because that's a very, very huge boy. But like, I'd rather have some mosquitoes. Like, some mosquito bites, I don't know, like sure venomous and only a little dangerous. But, like, better than this motherfucker.
Should be paying rent, and so he contributes to the household in pest control. I personally have had one of these bad boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you, they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they cause car crashes. Yeah, you see, huntsmen like to hide in tight spaces and cracks, and they do it by flattening out their body to fit into the gap. Now, in the house, that usually means you'll just find them behind a painting, but, when you're flying down the highway at 110k an hour and decide to flip down the sun visor because God is trying to flashbang you, yeah, they like to sleep in there and you've just dropped one into your lap. Now, whatever you do, don't panic or you're gonna crash the...
Oh my god. What the actual frick? Okay, I will never ever drive a car in Australia because I know I will be that person. And probably mostly because after that shit dropped on my lap, I will have an actual heart attack, die on the spot, and then take a lot of people with me. And hopefully also that one spider and a big explosion, preferably taking down multiple of those. Yeah. And that's people why I don't drive, because I would be the first one who ends up dead because of this. Kangaroos! Here's a kangaroo one. I love kangaroos. Well, kangaroos can be that bad, you know? They're cute, okay? Yes, they are a little scary, okay? They do have claws, and they also drown you. I know that, but I heard they're really good huggers, and then you also die, but win-win situation, right?
Kangaroos can and will beat you up.
Yeah!
That's right, just because it's not venomous doesn't mean it can't knock you on your ass. And Australia's most iconic marsupial can do just that. Because they are way bigger than you think they are. With our biggest species of roo coming in at a ridiculous 2.8 meters in length. And with the iconic hop, they've got a vertical jump of 3 meters. I mean, honestly, with a stat spread like that, they don't belong in the outback, they belong on a f***ing NBA court. As if that wasn't enough, they're also built like tanks, weighing in at a full 90 kilos of...
Okay, Damn, what the this one looks like a car. Oh, like this is an entire doorway, but also pretty hot. Pretty hot. I mean, you know, if you like muscle, pretty hot.
Roid raging rabbit muscle, and being able to move way faster than anything that heavy has any right to, pegging the speedo at a max of 70k an hour. Meaning if you make them angry, a juiced up rat the size of a small car is going to run your ass down and beat the f***ing brakes off you. And I'm not kidding when I say they really will rock your shit, because roos are professional kickboxers, with males routinely fighting MMA to win female attention. When they fight, kangaroos will lean back on their tails as a stabilizer and immediately start scratching and kicking the ever-loving shit out of one another. And those kicks have enough force to crack bone. And as if getting drop-kicked by a muscled marsupial wasn't bad enough, they also for some reason have the same bite force as a grizzly bear. Because why not? Now, even with all of this, there are still animals stupid enough to view a roo as lunch. Which brings me to the most terrifying thing that they do. When threatened, kangaroos will hop into a body of water and wait for whatever is chasing them to follow them in. Once the predator enters the water, the kangaroo will wrap its arms around their neck and just straight up drown them. What the man?
Smart.
I share a country with psychopathic tren rats.
Oh! Okay, but like, that is smart, okay? The kangaroos are just a very, very good species, and they're just a higher species than others, okay? They're faster, they're stronger, they're cooler, they're prettier, they're fluffier, and they're smarter. Yeah, and they're very aggressive. But that is also, they're very cute, okay? I still like kangaroos, and I still wanna watch one. Like, two of them beating each other up, I kinda wanna see that. If that's their hobby anyway, then, you know, why not? I kind of want to see that. But also, what I think is so cool, he showed some pictures of this, like here. Or like the other one that he had. Where was it? Like this one. They're just always flexing. They remind me of the gym bros, you know? If you've ever went to a gym, all of these men just stand in front of the mirror and they go like, and then they flex. Like the bigger the muscle, the more they flex, and they do all those poses. And that's what they remind me of. They're basically just kangaroos, but not fluffy. Like, who do you want? A fluffy kangaroo or a gym bro who's like not fluffy? Both would probably kill you. But you know, who do you choose, the kangaroo or the man? I would choose the kangaroo and I will 100% end up dead and happy. So... maybe that's the #1 reason I should not go to Australia. But it's cute. It's cute. I like it. Next one. Platypus! They're also really cute. Perry the platypus.
Platypus are weird, but I'm not sure you quite understand just how fucking weird. See, everyone knows the basics. They lay eggs, they sweat milk, and they look like God hit randomizer on the Spore Creature Creator and just called it a day.
They sweat milk? Excuse me? That's a little new to me. Can you drink it? And they sweat milk. Is it drinkable? Could you just lick a platypus and you would have like really yummy milk in your mouth? That's good for your bones? Is that a thing? Could I lick a platypus? How many calories does it have, you know? just asking for a friend. just asking for a friend.
But you see, mate, that's barely even scratching the surface of weird platypus features. First up, as is the qualifier for any Australian animal, did you know they're venomous? No, I'm not fucking with you heard me correctly. Male platypus actually have venomous spurs on their hind legs. These spurs are multi-purpose, acting as defense from predators, as well as a tool for throwing hands with other male platypus during mating season. And while their venom is non-lethal, that doesn't mean that getting stung by them doesn't fucking suck. See, platypus venom can cause extreme pain and swelling, and to ensure you remember not to fuck with them again, these effects can last for several months and have no treatment or anti-venom. So if Perry stabs your shit, your only option is to cry about it. Next on the list of offensive capabilities...
okay, maybe, they can keep their milk.
I shit you not, platypus share the same hunting method as sharks. You see, that big-ass bill isn't just for show, as it contains enough surveillance equipment to make the CIA blush. Possessing the ability to sense changes in pressure in the water, but most importantly, containing electroreceptors that track electrical signals from muscle contractions made by their prey. meaning that when whatever they're chasing starts quaking in fear, they know about it. And last but not least, as if those things weren't already unbelievable, we recently discovered something new. Platypus are fucking biofluorescent. They glow. If you hit these things with a black light, they go bright fucking green. And the best part of that is, we have no clue why they do it. I guess it just means Perry was a biblically accurate platypus man. I'll give up, man. Who fucking designed this thing?
But that is so cool. I like that. It's a cute little fun fact. It's definitely very weird, but it's cute. Now I kind of want to go to Australia just to see this one. It's so cute. And then I will take one of those lights and then take a photo for the family chat on my Discord. Now I really want to go to Australia. Okay, you're not scaring me off right here. This stuff I like. Yeah, I'm here for that. Seal.
This seal is such a menace that he routinely gets the cops called on him. Introducing our protagonist, Neil the Seal, a 600 kilo absolute unit of a southern elephant seal from my home state of Tasmania in the land down under, who is known for, above all else, being an absolute fucking menace to polite society. But despite his crimes, we all still truly love him. But what are his crimes? Well, see, he seems to just fucking hate traffic cones and road safety in general, has regularly been caught trespassing, and then once he has been caught trespassing, belligerently screaming at locals because they won't give him his fucking fish, and has been known to just block roads by plopping his fat ass down directly in the middle of them. However, hands down, the funniest shit he has ever done was just straight stopping this random lady from going to work. I shit you not. What? This motherfucker crawled out of the ocean, up the beach, crossed the road, absolutely fucking bodied this woman's poor letterbox, and then proceeded to plant himself directly in front of her fucking car. She was then unable to go to work because this half-ton beefcake was camping her driveway for so damn long. Local news had time to drive out to her house and cover the fucking story. Now, this is a lot of menace for a single seal to cause. But the funniest part of this is, old mate isn't even fully grown. He's like 5 years old. If you think he can fuck things up now, wait until he's nearly 2 solid-ass tons of blubber and takes issue with the wall of your house. I do not think that seal damage is covered on my fucking insurance plan, dude.
That is such a cool seal, though. Oh my god. I like this one. I like this seal. See, still want to go to Australia. Also want to go to Tasmania now. Because I really want to meet Neil. He's a menace, and I love him dearly already. I like Australia. That's so cool. Man, I'm probably gonna go. Wombats! Oh wait, are these the selfie ones? I forgot. Maybe. They look kind of like them, right? I think so.
Wombats defend themselves by throwing it back. But to understand how the fuck they actually do it, you're gonna need to learn a little bit about them first. You see, Australia is home to...
Oh, look at them! They're so cute, little babies.
3 species of these bad boys, all of them equally adorable, and very importantly, all being burrowers, meaning they dig out a nice little hole for themselves and the family to live in, because, like the rest of us, they can't afford a fucking house in this economy, man. They go to around 1.3 meters in length, but despite being small, they are built like fucking tanks, weighing in at a chunky-ass 35 kilos, but despite their weight, I shit you not, they have a top speed of 40k an hour. Now, the fact that they can nearly get booked in a school zone, coupled with them being a tank-class marsupial, forms the start of their defense strategy. So you see, a fun fact about wombat anatomy is they spect all their defense points into their ass. Rather than having fat and muscle, a wombat's cheeks are made out of 4 thick plates of fused cartilage, making it extremely solid. And this Kevlar BBL allows for the fucking funniest defense mechanism I have ever seen on an animal. Basically, if a predator tracks down Mr. Wombat to his burrow, it'll stick its head in and start trying to dig him out. In response, the wombat will line his ass up with the tunnel door, chuck the gear shifter into reverse, and floor it backwards up the tunnel into his aggressor, slamming his ass into its head. The impact then squashes the predator between his steel cheeks and the roof of the burrow, straight up crushing its skull. skull like
What?
a Mortal Kombat fatality. I cannot make this shit up.
They just throw it back and crush the skull? What kind of ass is that? That is so cute. That is so cute. That is so cute. And I think this is not the selfie one because this one is too big. The selfie one is small. Maybe it's baby wombats or something. I don't know. But this one is 1.3 meters. That is actually pretty tall. That's pretty much my height. So, I mean, I'm a little taller. A little bit. So, at least I got that one. But hitting it back, throwing it back to crush your enemy's skull at your door entrance. To say hello. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, I love Australia.
This bird can straight hit you with a Mortal Kombat fatality. Introducing the cast.
Why do they have so many aggressive animals in Australia? I mean, to be fair, if you have so many dangerous animals, everybody needs to kind of one-up the whole thing to also be dangerous to the other dangerous animals to survive. But if you always have to one-up each other over and over and over again, then where's this heading? Is this gonna get worse at some point? Through like evolution, is it? Okay, I'm gonna probably take some self-defense classes before going to Australia. I don't know. Practicing kickboxing like a kangaroo and, I don't know, getting a bigger ass to crush my enemies. Yeah. I gotta protect myself, you know, what can I say?
Cassowary, a species of ratite native to the land down under. And for once, guys, it's not venomous. Can still flatline you though, and I'm gonna tell you how. You see, these neon chickens belong to the same family of birds as the emu, and as such share their impressive size, coming in at a solid 79 kilos and growing up to 6 feet tall, meaning the short kings in my audience could, in theory, mount these things like a chocobo. But what makes them stick out from emus? Well, you see, the cassowary is basically a spec ops emu, being twice the weight, highly territorial,
What the is that sound?
Territorial.
Excuse me. That's wild.
And most importantly, coming with a combat knife strapped to their foot. That's right, this is a cassowary claw, and it's the reason they can hit you with a fighting game finisher. You see, these claws are a full 5 inches long. You know what I mean? Honestly, 5 inches, way too big for anything, and especially for something that's going inside me. And if you anger the tactical assault turkey, that is exactly what you're gonna get, as their go-to defense method is to kick you square in the gut with that kitchen knife and attempt to disembowel you. And I mean, even if the kick doesn't put your insides on the outsides, that kick is still going to send you flying, which can cause some fairly major problems. Problems like the incident that occurred in 2012, where I you not, a cassowary ran up behind a random tourist, hit the heavy attack button, and kicked the guy down a small cliff into the ocean. I mean, luckily he survived, but the fact that I live in a country where at any point I could be hit with a sneak attack by a kaiju turkey is terrifying.
Okay, maybe I should not go to Australia. I feel like if that thing would kick me, I would not just fly down a cliff. I would be flying to space and beyond. Does it help if I would get like fat? Gain more muscle or something through my self-defense classes, and then I weigh a lot? Then maybe I don't go flying that much, right? I don't know. This is a little scary, but it's still cool. I don't know. The sound is a little, what the heck, but interesting, you know? I take it. I like if something is a bit more, how do you say, special, unique, quirky. Yeah, it's a quirky bird. I like it. It's ferocious. Plants. Oh, sure. Australia also has a lot of plants, right?
Touching this plant will put you in the hospital. I'm dying. This is the Gimpy plant, a piece of foliage native to the land down under. And surprising no
It looks like a normal leaf.
one, not only is the thing venomous, it is in fact the most painful plant on the planet. Because yeah, no, of course, man, even the fucking leaves down here have a problem with me. Growing in the rainforests of northern Queensland, these hell bushes are covered in tiny hairs that, upon closer inspection, aren't hairs at all and are actually thousands of hypodermic needles waiting to stab you and break off inside your skin if you so much as brush them. Once inside you, these needles will inject you with, I am not kidding, neurotoxin, and cause absolutely excruciating pain.
Yeah.
I mean, like comedic levels of pain. with one person describing it as being covered in hot acid and electrocuted, and another woman saying that it was straight up more painful than childbirth and she'd given birth 4 times. And the f***ed up part is...
What the fuck? I'm speechless. There's no way a simple leaf can do that to you. Why? Why, Mother Nature? Why would you do that to people? To anything? Imagine a little bird just landing on the leaf, or an insect or whatever. I mean, the spiders say, you know, too bad for them, huh? I wouldn't mind that. But touching a leaf puts in neurotoxins through little mini daggers, worse than childbirth, pure acid feeling. I feel like I don't need that. I don't need that. You know, I'm okay. Maybe I don't need to go to Australia. Why is everything in that... I was gonna say country. I mean, it's a country, but also it's a continent. Why does everything on that continent want to kill you? Everything. Do we even have like a single animal that doesn't want to kill you in Australia? Like one? I hope it's the koalas. I hope it's the koalas because they are also cute. But why is everything trying to kill you?
The neurotoxin isn't even lethal. So this spiteful cunt of a plant is hurting you purely for the love of the game. Mind you, there are reports of people saying getting stung by this thing is actually worse than being put in the ground. This is because Groot's little hellspawn cousin here can continue hurting you for literal years after being stung.
What?
This is because those thousands of little hypodermic needles are actually made out of silicon, meaning your body can't break them down. And with how thin they are, your skin will usually close up over the top of them, meaning that these neurotoxin emitting slivers can sit inside your skin for literal years, releasing more neurotoxin anytime that they're moved or disturbed. This constant, chronic, agonizing pain is so unbelievably bad that there have even been records of, trying not to get banned here, people Alt F4ing existence to make it stop. This particular incident came from a man who accidentally used one of the plant leaves as toilet paper. I don't think it gets much worse than neurotoxin to the nuts. Touching this...
Using that as toilet paper must be the worst idea in history. This thing is evil. This is the devil himself torturing you and then murdering you through like, you know, making you do it yourself. What the heck? This is an evil genius. And it's a leaf. It doesn't even have a brain. And it's more murderous and evil than like anything else. And it's a leaf. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the country. Not gonna go there. No, thank you. I have decided. Kangaroos are cool, but I'll just leave my dream of meeting a kangaroo stay a dream. Yeah, because this one, no thank you. Koalas! Why is this one scary? Why is this one scary? Excuse me.
This animal will peel your face off like a banana.
I just said, please let the koalas be the cute ones that will not kill me. Great, great. Okay, I jinxed it. I see.
Introducing the one creature that strikes fear into the hearts of every Aussie. The infamous, terrifying drop bear. A species of predatory marsupial exclusive to the land down under. This genuine nightmare may seem pretty normal at first, closely resembling the koala bear, and that is by design. You see, the drop bear is an ambush predator, patrolling the branches of...
Oh, that is not a koala. Okay, then we're Gucci, It just looks like a koala is just gonna trick me, lure me into a death trap. Okay, well, I'm just not gonna go. Jesus.
Of the eucalyptus tree and using their keen sense of smell to detect incoming prey. And once they can smell you approaching, they will position themselves in the leaves of the trees, being basically impossible to spot unless you're actively looking for them. And even if you do see them, you're automatically going to assume it's a koala. And that assumption is probably going to be the last mistake you make, because walking under these things is inviting the most painful death you can think of. Once you've walked into range, the drop bear will launch itself from a tree and aim directly for your head. Small animals will often be clapped on impact as the 20-kilo drop bear launched itself out of the tree so fast that it snaps their spine. And they're the lucky ones, because once they make contact with your head, drop bears will immediately puncture your scalp with their foreclaws and latch on like a fuzzy little face hugger. Once firmly attached to your skull, the drop bear will start to
What
kick
the
out your
heck?
eyes with its hind claws in an attempt to blind you. And while they are forcing you to cosplay Daredevil, they will be tearing into your face with their fangs like a fucking chainsaw. The attacks are so vicious, most human victims end up being completely scalped and having their faces removed. And even if you manage to pull them off in the initial assault, those claws contain a potent neurotoxin which will paralyze you in under 5 minutes, allowing them to run you down and eat you alive. Australia loses roughly 600 people per year to drop bear attacks. So if you want to survive your trip down under, I have a secret to share with you about the drop bear. And that secret is that all of this is complete and utter bullshit. Drop bears
Oh my god, hallelujah.
aren't real. I made it all up. April Fool's.
April Fools, okay. I freaking fell for that. Holy crap. That scared me so much. That did really scare me. What the? Why would you make that stuff up? Why would you trick me like that? That is rude. What? Mean. Such a meanie. Do we have any koala ones that are like real, that are cute? Because now I need something cute after that nightmare. Even if it's just a made up story, it's still scary. I found a koala one. There you go.
Koalas are really dumb. In fact, Australia's fuzzy icon is probably the dumbest thing on the planet. And that stupidity starts with their diet, because of all the things they could have chosen to eat, they chose to eat nothing but straight up poison. You see, koalas feed exclusively on...
That is so funny though. And I can kind of relate, because like, I'm a panda. I chose to only eat bamboo, even though that has like no nutrients, and I have to eat it the entire day to even be able to survive, instead of just, you know, eating normal food. So I can kind of relate, and being dumb is the new cute, right? Right, guys? Right?
Eucalyptus leaves, which, shocking no one, are highly toxic, because they are full to the brim with eucalypt oil, which is so fucking poisonous that as little as 3.75 mil is enough to land you in the afterlife, with the Reaper asking you why the fuck you felt the need to eat a leaf.
Why?
Okay, but I don't think this is true. Okay, listen. I bought eucalyptus oil. I bought it and I put it into a spray bottle, and I sprayed a spider living on my balcony with it. I sprayed it a lot of eucalyptus oil onto that spider. And guess who is still alive? And it grew also, became bigger. Also off a few other spiders. But eucalyptus oil is not killing a spider, okay? So it cannot be that poisonous. I don't believe that. I do not believe it. Because either he's lying or the spider living on my balcony is very, very bad news. And I don't know which one is worse, you know? I hope he's lying. You know what? I hope he's lying. Yeah.
Oh, it's also highly flammable and burns like napalm, because Australia. Now, despite nature putting up this giant do not eat sign, that did not stop the koala, because he can't fucking read. This suboptimal bulking diet not only gives the koala all in the way of nutrition, but also requires their body to rest to filter out the toxins so they don't fucking cark it. Meaning they need to spend upwards of 18 hours a day sleeping in order to just digest their fucking food. These dumbasses spend
Cute.
most of their life in a food coma. That is, however, if they even get to the food
I can relate though. I can relate so much.
to begin with, because they are so mind-numbingly brain dead that they will not recognize a eucalyptus leaf as food unless it is on the branch. I could give this dumbass a lifetime supply of food, and if it wasn't on a stick, he would starve to death. It should come as no surprise to you at this point that the koala has such an esky temperature IQ that they literally have a smooth brain. The thoughts.
Literally. Damn. Am I related to them? I'm pretty sure my brain is just as smooth, you know? Wow, wait. I feel a little offended now. Because he's calling me stupid too. Because my brain looks the same.
Slide right off of this dumb c***. I love him.
Yeah. That's so cute. I love him too. Look at him with the big nose and the very scary eyes. But otherwise, he's really cute. I like koala. He's cute. Snake. I actually really like snakes. I've never had one as a pet, but I do like to touch snakes and like pet them of like other people, you know? Like snake dancers and stuff. I love to like pet their snakes. It's so nice. It's a really nice feeling. I like touching snakes. They're really cute. I like them.
This is Australia's most common snake, and that's quite a problem, because it's also one of the world's deadliest. Introducing the eastern brown snake, native to quite literally every state in the land down under. And unluckily...
But see, here's the thing. If I would ever go to Australia, I would try to pet this, because I have zero survival skills. And it's really cute. Look at this one. He's so cute. And he's so shiny. And he just looks like he would be so smooth and cool to touch. Like just here on the head, you know? Maybe on here as well. But the head is so cute. I just want to pet it. And I would. And then I would die.
Native to quite literally every state in the land down under. And unluckily for us, this asshole has earned himself a silver medal in the Note Rope Olympics venom category. Coming in second place for the most venomous snake in the world. It is worth noting that third and first place are unsurprisingly also both held by Australian snakes. Because God hates us. However, unlike first and third, the toxic middle child here is a far larger problem. Because putting it lightly, he's a cunt. The eastern brown is one of the most territorial species of snake in the world, which is a scientific way of saying they operate on the US home defense philosophy. If you dare put a pinky toe onto this guy's property, he will bite your ass, injecting you with a hemotoxin that can send you to heaven via blood clot in under 30 minutes if left untreated.
Oi.
But hey, stay off his property and he'll leave you alone, right? Yeah, one problem. His property is your property. That's right, the eastern brown doesn't live out in the middle of nowhere like his slightly more deadly cousin. This fucker is so at home in the suburbs, he drives a f***ing Prius. You can find this burnt piece of spaghetti literally anywhere. Go to put your shoes on, he's turned them into a 2-bedroom home. Hop in the car to go to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's his car now. Get to work on the job site. What do you know? He f***ing works here too. Try to take a shower after a long day at work. F*** off. He's moisturising. You can't even take a shit in the comfort of your own home without running the risk of the dunny being occupied. In fact, these bastards are so omnipresent that out of the 200 species of snake in the country, this ginormous asshole makes up 60% of snake bites. What a cunt.
Great. It's a guardian of the ball. That's really funny. Okay, another reason not to go to Australia. Reason number, what is this one? Another snake. And this one is the deadliest. Number 1. We had the number 2 and now we have the number 1.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom noodle in the world, I will give you exactly one guess as to where it's found. It's Australia, of course it's fucking Australia. Be so serious here. Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada? More specifically, as the name suggests, the taipan is found inland in the outback. Luckily, extremely far from civilization, because this homicidal hospital hose is the definition of size doesn't matter. Because despite having extremely small fangs for a venomous snake, coming in at only 6.2 millimeters, the taipan is here to show you that you absolutely can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet. Yeah, taipan venom is a pina colada of pain, containing, but not limited to, hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis, nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and 3 different kinds of neurotoxin. Needless to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes. And that venom is so fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people. But the funniest part of this snake's venom is that in the wild, they only hunt rats and f***ing mice. The deadliest venom on the planet, and they are using it to pack up Remy the rat. It's like hunting a rabbit with a f***ing AWP.
That's the cutest f***ing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That is definitely a very big overachiever. A+ for effort, and A+ for poison, and A+ for killing. Especially me, because it's cute and I would try to touch it. Oh boy. Another one!
Australia has just found zombified bugs.
Okay, you know what? Maybe we should stop here. Because, this is getting out of hand. No way that they have zombified. Oh my god. Zombies? Oh, I do like zombies. But do I like zombie bugs? I don't know.
That's right, we are closer to the Walking Dead Down Under than you think. You see, just recently, a scientist by the name of Dr. Francois Brassard made a trek out to the remote savannah of the Northern Territory, with the goal of finding and cataloguing brand new species of insect unknown to science. I mean, me personally, I think we've found more than enough bugs, especially considering that half of them can send me directly into the f***ing soil. But what do I know, right? Anyway, on his trip to the middle of nowhere, he stumbled across a colony of spiny savanna ants, which is a pretty normal thing to find out there. However, getting closer, he noticed something a little off. You see, the main ant colony was fine. Completely normal.
Nice.
However, the several disfigured and deformed ant corpses clamped onto shoots of grass surrounding the colony like a Bug's Life version of Vlad the Inhaler. Yeah, those were significantly less normal. Brassard, mildly unsettled by the ant.
I feel like that would not be normal, right? I mean, also it's Australia, so what the do I know? That it does look a little suspicious, not gonna lie.
Ant Gore on his timeline took samples for inspection, and upon getting a closer look, realized something both really cool and really spooky. The ants had been overtaken by fungus.
Big old red ones.
More accurately, a previously unknown strain of the cordyceps fungus, infamous around the globe for its ability to create zombie bugs. And the way it does it is unbelievably horrific. You see, it begins with a spore landing on an ant and producing a thin rope-like strand that penetrates and attaches to their exoskeleton. At which point, the ant gets a little timer on his hotbar, counting down to a family reunion with his ancestors. Once inside, the fungus begins to take control of the ant's body and brain function, completely changing their behavior, replacing their colony-focused mindset with one single goal: climb. Its fungus-riddled mind drags its rapidly deteriorating body to the closest high point, which is usually a plant, with its final act being to clamp its mandibles onto the stem in a death grip, finally succumbing to the infection and being completely consumed, its corpse blossoming into a fully grown cordyceps fungus and raining down spores onto the rest of the colony to continue the cycle of infection. Now look, I know this fungus is found elsewhere in the world, but it's a new strain, and it was found in Australia. With my luck, I'm going to be playing The Last of Us against couch-sized spiders within the fucking week.
But to be fair, it's a very short zombie time, you know? It's like, it gets infected, climbs up something, and then dies. That is a pretty safe zombie virus, I feel like, you know? And at least it died. Because, like, the bad thing about zombies is that they don't die. But this one does, so I think this one is fine. Yeah, no worries. I think we're safe. Wasp! I don't like wasps. I do regularly fight with wasps, though. Every single time they wanna go to my balcony, I fight them off. I fight off the wasps, I fight off the spiders, and I fight off the bees. Well, the bees very gently, okay? And the pigeons also gently, okay? I don't have anything against pigeons. I don't want them to poop on my balcony. But the wasps and the spiders, they're a little aggressive. I don't kill any. Okay? Well, sometimes maybe a little spider. But, well, do I? I don't think so. No, not really. Maybe on accident, but not on purpose. I just make them stronger with eucalyptus oil and turn them into very big, very scary spiders, apparently. But I hate wasps. However, I have noticed that in Germany lately, we don't have a lot of wasps anymore. I think it's because of climate change. At least that's the only reason why, I assume. Like, I have no other explanation for it. But when I was little, there were wasps everywhere. Everywhere. You couldn't sit outside and eat because you would be attacked by a million wasps. But now you can eat like a whole ass barbecue outside and there's not even a single wasp attacking you, even though they love to eat meat, which is very scary. They are actual meat eaters. Yeah, but they're not there anymore. So I guess if I want to see wasps, maybe Australia would be it. How are the wasps in Australia? Tell me. Let me know.
This wasp is basically a xenomorph. Introducing the tarantula hawk wasp, possibly one of the most nightmare-inducing insects on the planet. And the reason it's such a threat to your mental health is because its hunting and reproduction strategy is ripped straight from Ellen Ripley's autobiography. But before we get to the strats, you're gonna have to learn a little bit about it first. Native to Australia, because of course it fucking is, this fucker is the largest wasp on the planet, coming in at a massive 2.5 inches.
Aye. That is still smaller than the big boy. And as I said before, if it's really big, at least you can see it from far away. So I think we Gucci, right? Like it's more scary if it's small, like I don't know where it is, you know? I think so. I mean, this one is definitely, well, I can see it from afar, so I can run away early on, you know? Yeah.
Which, I mean, boys, we would all agree, well above average, right? Huge. And this is probably the most effective 2 inches has ever been because it has the second most painful sting of any insect on the planet, coming in just barely behind the bullet ant. Pack and a half-inch stinger with a potent venom that has been described as blinding, debilitating, and electric. Now, the size and poison aren't just for nothing, because as the name tarantula hawk wasp suggests, they are purpose-built, genetically perfect killing machines designed specifically to violate spiders, making Australia basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for them. But they don't just execute the spiders. No, that'd be too normal. Hawk wasps use spiders to reproduce in one of the most horrific ways possible. And that all starts with a female hawk wasp hunting down a tarantula. As the buff bulking spider takes a wrong turn down a dark alley, the hawk wasp, noticing the 8 sets of TNs on his feet, proceeds to fucking jump him, flying down from above to land a sting into the spider's abdomen, instantly and permanently paralyzing it. The bug harbour butcher then proceeds to drag the still completely conscious and aware spider into an isolated kill room, which is where the fucked up part really begins. Because our wasp isn't hungry, it's pregnant, and proceeds to lay its egg on the paralysed spider's abdomen. After about 3 to 4 days, that egg hatches into a larvae. A very, very hungry larvae. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of fresh food right here underneath them. That food being the still paralysed, still very conscious and aware spider. The larvae burrows into the spider's abdomen and gets to work converting it into a KFC family bucket, consuming it from the inside out, purposely avoiding vital organs to keep the food nice and fresh. After it's done consuming a living being, the larvae breaks forth from the demolished corpse like a fucking chestburster and fucks off to continue the generational arachnid violation. Anywho, good luck getting any sleep tonight.
But the I don't wish many good things on spiders, but that is a bit too much of bad stuff. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, and that may perhaps actually be a spider. That sucks. That is really fucked up. Wasps are worse than spiders. They're terrible. Australia, you can keep all your stuff, and maybe you should just burn yourself down, because this is horrible. This is horrible. What is Mother Nature doing to you? That is concerning. Oh my god. I will have a lot of nightmares of that. Okay, next one. I hope the next one is a little better. Australia.
Australia doesn't just have snakes and spiders. It has a tiger.
Well, kind of.
Cool.
Introducing the thylacine, better known as the Tassie tiger. As the name suggests, native to my home state of Tasmania, this tiny little island off Australia's south coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers. Tiger isn't entirely correct. You see, the thylacine isn't a cat on steroids. You see, this bad boy is the largest carnivorous marsupial on the planet. Despite the kangaroo
What a frig is a marsupial?
coming in at 7 foot tall and throwing kicks like Chun-Li, they are herbivores, and everything else with a pouch that eats meat is about the size of a chihuahua, making this 1.3 meter, 20 kilo kangaroo dog with a tiger persona the only marsupial apex predator. See, these things were ambush hunters, using stealth and speed to silently take down their prey like they're playing Assassin's Creed. On top of being a fully qualified Spec Ops agent, these things had a mouth on them to rival Kirby. Capable of opening their jaw a full 80 fucking degrees, which is absolutely terrifying and really cool. There's just one small problem. You may have picked up on me talking mostly in the past tense, and that all of this footage is in black and white.
Yeah.
That's because we don't have a tiger. We had one. Unfortunately, the thylacine was driven to extinction in the late 1980s. By what exactly? The British. You see, when the Brits, did their thing and decided Tasmania was their house now, actually, they brought with them livestock, namely sheep and cattle, which was a fucking blessing to the Tassie tiger, which rapidly added these walking meatballs with the survival instincts of a wet sock to their meal plan. It's free real estate. The colonists did not take kindly to the thylacine taking their livestock without a license in it, so they placed bounties on their heads. Never mind that these things never attacked humans and very rarely took their livestock. No, they were an inconvenience. And so, they were hunted down. One by one by one.
That is
for
terrible.
70 fucking years. Until September 7th, 1936. When the last thylacine, Benjamin, died cold and alone in a cage at the Hobart Zoo. Usually I'd end these with a joke, but the fact that we wiped his entire bloodline and turned him into a fucking rug isn't that funny.
They turned him into a rug? How tasteless! British people, what the heck? Why did your ancestors do that? That is horrible. What's wrong with you? Oh, well, your ancestors. What's wrong with them? Sure, this is super dangerous, but Benjamin was cute. When you turned them into a rug. You monsters. You real monsters. Why would you do that? You're scary, but he doesn't deserve that. That's really sad. Oh, do we have anything happy? Happy Australia? Is this happy? Let's see.
Australia has a straight up Pokemon.
Oh. That's good. Okay.
Introducing the brush-tailed possum. More specifically, the golden brush-tailed possum. Native to the land down under and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the brush-tail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum. These adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes, from the ringtail possum to the sugar glider, and to our protagonist here, the golden brushtail, which is really just a...
He's so cute! Look at him! Oh, that is so cute. Little baby.
Just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So, basically... It's a fucking shiny Pokemon. Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting of a diet of leaves and fruit. And for added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided-out cousin the kangaroo.
So cute.
However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see, they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette. Roadkill?
I mean...
Sounds like a fine steak dinner to me.
And just because it's not a venomous predator
like
doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the cherry on top... Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. Nah, you see,
Aw.
Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
That's a really cute song. I don't think this one is too bad. It just also eats like meat and can technically bite your finger off. But I think it's cute. I think it's a cute one. I mean, humans also make omelets out of bird eggs, you know? We're not better, so we don't get to judge. We're not better than them. We don't get to judge. Okay? At least they are very fluffy and cute. So they're fine. They're fine. The other stuff is much worse. What is this one?
Australia just found a new record-breaking insect. But before
Never mind. Maybe we should stop. Oh my god. When does this end? This is torture.
I show him to you, how the f*** do we keep finding new bugs? You see, Australia is
Good
home
question.
to an estimated 200,000 species of insect, which is pretty
Hey.
damn impressive, especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the f***ing roach population in Asmongold's walls. Now, the scary part of this is that out of that 200k, we've only actually identified 62,000, meaning that we have no idea what nearly 3/4 of the bugs in the country actually fucking do.
You like jazz?
Hey.
And so it should come as no surprise that while exploring Australia's dense rainforests, 2 scientists discovered a new record holder for the largest insect in the land down under.
Yay.
And it's a fucking stick bug.
Aw. So cute.
Introducing Acrophila
What the f is that? Why does it have wings? Ew. But it's also really cool.
alta, and coming in at a full 40 centimeters and 44 grams in weight. I don't think that qualifies as a stick insect anymore. That's fucking Groot! Australia's very own
True.
Erd tree avatar was discovered in Queensland. Because of course it fucking was. And despite
Hey.
being enough inches in length to make any man jealous, it's actually completely harmless. However, given how many oversized bugs we already have, if we find any more, I think they're gonna send the fucking Helldivers.
Dasha. It's cute though, and it's not dangerous. So yeah, another one for the win. You know, another reason why I will actually never ever go into a rainforest for several reasons. The first one of them is being that I like to survive. The second one being I don't like insects. Yay! But this one is cute, but I would never be able to spot it. It looks so much like a stick, except for the leaves. I say leaves. Wow. Okay, so I would actually think it's a stick. I mean the wings, but I guess yeah, they look like leaves. So I got bamboozled again. It's okay. If I don't see the enemy, it's not there, and then it can't kill me. That's how it works. 100% Panya, you are absolutely correct with that one. Oh, ocean ones.
Stepping on this rock could straight up paralyze you.
It's not a rock.
That's because this isn't actually a rock.
Yeah.
That is a stonefish, a species of underwater menace native
heard
to
of them.
Australia. And coming as a surprise to absolutely no one, it is also the most venomous fish in the ocean. Because of course it is. As if the f***ing snakes and spiders weren't enough.
We said it at the same time. Nice.
Now I can get packed up by a pet rock. But why is this Pokemon reject such a threat to my mental health? Well, you see, stonefish use their special venom for defense. However, unlike most other animals that do this little f***er doesn't have the decency to dress like a neon sign to warn you. No. This bastard is a 6th prestige prop hunt veteran, having evolved some of the most impressive camouflage in the animal kingdom to make hunting easier. And once they've set themselves up, they are basically indistinguishable from Patrick Starr's house. Now, this is a fairly major problem as they love to live in the shallows on the beach, and that venom we talked about earlier is stored in these 13 giant, highly toxic spines that deliver venom when pressed on. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Considering it's hard enough to spot these things while you're paying attention, if you were, say, on a romantic walk along the beach with one of the homies, and while distracted by his ethereal beauty, weren't paying too much attention to where you were walking, it would be very easy to place your foot in the wrong spot. and step directly onto 13 hypodermic needles, which would then deliver a ginormous dose of neurotoxin straight into your system. Oh, you thought it was normal venom? No.
Never.
You see, these things maxed out the toxin skill tree, producing a mixture of 2 neurotoxins that can flatline you by collapsing your heart and lungs in under an hour. And even if you survive, the sting still causes extreme pain, swelling, and tissue necrosis. Because this is Australia, where even the scenery is trying to one-shot me.
Yay! Australia! Woohoo! I will never get into Australia. I'm sorry, guys. I will not come inside of you. Ever. Nope. This is it. I mean, I never step on, like, close to the ocean anyway, because the ocean's fucking scary. No. I don't need Mother Nature to actually off me. No, thank you. Jellyfish. I like jellyfish. I'm gonna look at this one.
This jellyfish is basically a time bomb.
Oh.
Introducing the Irukandji, a species of jellyfish native to the northern waters of the land down under, and possibly my least favourite animal in the entire ocean, because it is just a massive, spiteful cunt. Well, massive is misleading, as this little guy is tiny. I mean, ridiculously small. Being not much bigger than your fingernail at the head and basically completely f***ing invisible to the naked eye. This is a fairly major problem, because behind that halo cloak frame, they are dragging 3-foot-long tentacles and shocking absolutely no one.
Say the line, Bart!
It is one of the most venomous jellyfish in the ocean.
Of course.
I'm so f***ing tired of the stealth poison multi-classes on OCE servers, dude. This shit is broken. You see, those 3-foot tentacles are covered with tiny little barbs, and at the barest touch, they will literally propel themselves into your skin like a bullet and inject you with the Australia Special, a pina colada cocktail of various neurotoxins.
Yay.
And upon being injected, you will feel absolutely nothing. You'll keep swimming around, splashing about in the water, kissing the homies, until you are overcome with a sudden, severe feeling of impending dread. I mean the kind of dread that will have you hysterically screaming that you are about to die.
I am gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna f***ing die!
That's because the invisible cunt here does psychic damage, inflicting a condition known as Irukandji syndrome, which starts with a feeling of impending doom so strong, there are records of people asking to be, avoiding a ban here, forcibly disconnected from God's Minecraft server. And that feeling of doom is warranted because about 30 minutes after being stung, that biological bomb goes off, with the venom initially causing extreme pain throughout your entire body. And after making you feel like a failed isekai protagonist, the venom then spikes your blood pressure and heart rate through the roof, which can cause heart attacks, blood clots, and has even been recorded to cause brain hemorrhages.
And the fucked up part is, it doesn't have an anti-venom.
This thing sneak attacks you, waits 30 minutes, sends you a private DM telling you it got your ass, and there is not a f***ing thing you can do about it.
Do not swim in Australia Ocean. Okay, this is so not scary. Absolutely not. But see, that's exactly what I meant earlier. The bigger it is, the better to see it is, and you can run and escape. But this one is tiny, you can't see it, and then it will take you from behind in a stealth attack, and then you are done for in the most horrifying way possible. Yeah! Australia, woohoo! Honestly, mad respect for everybody who lives in Australia, and mad respect that you're still alive. Mad respect. I don't know how you do it. Oh, I know this one. I watched this one, I saw this one in anime. I think Japan has this one as well.
This shrimp can cause explosions.
Yeah.
My main goal is to blow.
But it was in, which anime was it? Dun Dun Dun. It was in Dun Dun Dun. And basically, underwater, is like really, really strong and can like, both of his like front claws, they go together and then it's like big boom, right? And really strong. But if he does that out of water, then they explode or something because the pressure is too much for the bones or something like that, right? I'm not a scientist, I don't freaking know. But in Dun Dun Dun, that was like, yeah, they showed that and that was really cool.
Introducing the mantis shrimp, native to the West Indo-Pacific Ocean and possibly the coolest crustacean under the sea, because this fluorescent armored sausage is actually a voracious, bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a weapon powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear.
Yay!
see, the mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with easily the most advanced set of eyes on the fucking planet. First off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a periscope, giving them a full 360 degrees of vision. However, more importantly, they can see colours we can't. You see, the mantis shrimp's eyes contain a full 15 photoreceptor cones compared to our 3. Which is a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance.
Oh my piece.
Now, not only is the visual clarity unmatched, they can also see into the infrared and ultraviolet light spectrums. And despite all of this, they still can't find who asked. What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward, and, most importantly, Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs famously exist inside of a defensive shell.
Yeah.
So, how does this polite little gentleman break into the shell? Simple. He throws hands. That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has a punch that produces 15,000 newtons of force. That is 176 newtons per gram. So if a human was capable of that same kind of force, a right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite.
What?
Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is so fast it creates a vacuum in the water called a cavitation bubble, which then immediately collapses at such a speed it creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target and reaches a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. Mr. Krabs is getting f***ing disintegrated.
Money, money, money.
Okay, at least he's not dangerous to me, but that poor Mr. Krabs. Well, I mean, eat the rich, as they say. Do we have another one? Oh yeah, we have another one. This one.
This adorable little octopus is also the world's deadliest.
Yay!
Introducing the blue-ringed octopus, a species of cephalopod native to
it is.
Australia, and in a shock to precisely 0 people at this point, it's venomous. Because of course it's f***ing venomous.
Yeah, of
Why
course.
wouldn't it be venomous? That'd make my life way too f***ing easy. Now, to its credit, unlike most of the toxic bullshit in this hellscape I call home, they at least have the common decency to be coloured like a f***ing neon sign. However, it immediately loses this credit by being the octopus equivalent of a f***ing hobbit, coming in smaller than a 50-cent coin.
It's so cute.
And this is a
I
problem.
like it. It's cute.
Because it is the most venomous octopus in the world.
I don't like
That's
it.
right, this fluoro spaghetti ball is packed to the brim with neurotoxin.
Of
More
course.
specifically, tetrodotoxin. You know, the same shit that turns cooking a puff fish into a quick time event. Yeah, these little guys are packing it too. However, because it is Australian, the blue-ringed octopus is on violence timing and is the only animal in the world to use this shit as an offensive measure by way of a venomous
Offensive?
bite. But what does the venom actually do? Well, imagine you're wading through the rock pools with the homies and you accidentally disturb this little gentleman's residence. The blue ring, taking the American approach to home defense, suctions onto your leg and bites you. Best part, it's completely painless. So if you're distracted by how thick your
again.
mate's looking in those Speedos, you aren't going to feel shit. That is, until your
course.
face starts tingling like TV static. It's warm out here under the sun, but you weren't sweating like this 5 minutes ago, and now you got a headache. You start to feel sick, weak. You go to call out, but your voice comes out slurred like you just knocked back a bottle of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
And then suddenly, your legs come out from under you, and you hit the beach. Fun fact about tetrodotoxin. It's a paralytic. Freezes up your muscles one by one. Start with your arms and legs, which is why you're kissing the sand. You know what else is a muscle? Your diaphragm, the muscle that controls your breathing. And turns those bad boys off too. And so, your chest stops rising and falling, and you suffocate to death right there on the beach.
Yay.
Now, you may be wondering, How come no one called an ambulance?
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. They didn't have time to. You went up to meet your ancestors in under 20 minutes. God ordered your ass
Great.
with same-day shipping, and this little delivered. Employee of the month.
Oh my god. Okay. Great. So what do we learn, people? What do we learn? First of all, Australia, it's not a travel destination anymore because that place is definitely going to kill us. But what is worse than Australia? Exactly. The ocean around Australia. So if you ever go to Australia, do not go into the ocean because there you don't even feel that you get attacked before you actually die. That is scary. I am very happy to live in a country where we do not have that kind of stuff. We also don't have kangaroos, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I can watch some, you know, YouTube videos of kangaroos, koalas, and other cute animals that they maybe have in Australia. And you know, I will leave Mother Nature alone. It's okay. It's okay. You know, Australians, you can have it all to yourself. No, thank you. If you do need help, blink twice. I can't help you, but you know, I will keep you in my prayers. I don't know if that's gonna be doing much though. Which also means I will never ever with like any kind of Australian person. You know, they must be more dangerous than anybody else on the planet, like human-wise. I will not piss you off. Don't worry. I will not attack you in any way, shape, or form. Because you scare me. Because you live with these ones. You live with all of those motherfuckers that are trying to kill you. You're still alive. You're thriving. You scare me. And also, mad respect and my condolences. Yeah, but that's it for today. These are all the videos about Australia, I think. I don't think I missed any. If I did, let me know. But also, I feel like this is much more than my heart is able to take. This was a lot. Too much for me to handle, not gonna lie. But yeah, check out moreparz. He's really cool, amazing. Absolutely amazing shorts. Good job, dude. I'm really impressed. I really enjoyed it. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm lying about that one. Good videos, but did I really enjoy them? Because I am definitely going to have nightmares now. So yeah, thank you. But yeah, that's it for today. So if you like this video and if you like me, please leave a like and subscribe. Maybe a comment. Thank you everybody for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.